Welcome to Engineering Thermodynamics. I'm Professor Stephen Moore. I have a master's degree in electrical engineering from North Carolina State University and a master's degree in computer science and engineering from the University of Connecticut. I've been with the college full time, well, Manchester Community College, about 12 years now. What I want to do now is I'll go through, give you a brief overview of the how I'll be using Blackboard, and also I'll give you a brief overview of the syllabus. Okay, so when you first get into Blackboard, you'll be on the announcement screen. Um, I'll use announcements to tell you like when quizzes and exams are coming up, or if there's any changes to like assignment due dates, or if there were any errors found, or any specific problems that people had questions with on. So what you'll find is on the left-hand side, you'll have the syllabus and then the course content. So if you click on the course content, I'll do this like on a weekly basis, and I'll try to keep about a week or two ahead. But basically, this will see what you're responsible for that week. The only, like, I may say work through some example problems, but you're not required to submit anything for those. You only have to submit something for the on the homework assignments, okay? Because your grade will be based on exams, quizzes, and homework assignments, all right? One of the things you'll find here is that what I do is I create lecture videos and post them onto a YouTube channel. And if some of them I like created in one of the past 2 semesters, and if they're good, I'll still use them. But what I'll do also is I'll be adding additional like problems that I work through, so you can see how I would approach it, a particular problem for some particular problems. Okay. And if I find some other useful resources, I'll also, put another link, maybe with some web link with some links to other places or other videos I think are useful. Okay. So one of the things you'll find here is, like in homework assignments, look at that. First one is just reading the syllabus and then submitting, saying, hey, I read the syllabus. And the next thing is like for the homework assignments. So what you'll need to do is you'll make like a copy, either scan it or take a photo of this and submit those into through Blackboard, okay, by the due date. And what you're going to find is the solutions are already posted here, so you can check your work as you're going through, okay. And what you'll find in the handouts. So handouts, if I have some handouts during the semester I want to give to you, I'll use that, okay. And then lecture slides. So, and these are, I'm pretty much follow along with the textbook for the course, so it's not much different there, okay. So that's pretty much it for the, oh, one more thing I'm going to put in here, which I didn't put in here yet, is the discussion board. And discussion board, you can use that to, ask questions for the class or ask myself. And the only like limitation is, of course, don't post anything related to the quiz or exam on there when you're taking it. Okay. And when I actually do give you like quizzes and exams, they're going to be time limited, and then quiz may be an hour or two, depending upon how long it is. An exam might be 3 or 4 hours. You'll have to finish it, and what I'll do is it'll be a window, open up a window like 2 or 3 days, and then you'll have, once you click the button to say start, you'll have that period of time, exams 3 or 4 hours, a quiz 1 or 2 hours, depending upon how long it is, to finish it, okay? So the requirement here, of course, for quizzes and exams got to be entirely your own work, all right? And what you're going to find is that for the exams and quizzes, they may be different than others in the class because I have a pool of questions that I randomly select, okay, for those. You're allowed to use your notes, books, even online if you need, if you feel, that's helpful too. The other thing is you recognize that you can't work on anyone else, and it's also time limited for that, okay? And that's pretty much it for how I'm going to use Blackboard. And I'll put a discussion board in here also. Okay, for the syllabus, it's, here's the course, here's the CRN, semester. It's going to be online, so there's no specific meeting times. So here's my contact information, and you can leave a voicemail or send an email. Um, once or twice a day, I'll be checking these or more, depending upon if I'm right online at that time. But I would say at least at a minimum once a day. Okay. So you can leave a message or email, or leave a contact number if you need me to talk to you directly, or we can even set up an online meeting if needed. Okay. So here's just right from the course catalog, prereqs for you. Uh, Here's the course objectives. So just some of the main things from the textbook that we need to look at. Energy transformations ones, the property diagrams, one of the surface diagrams for these pressure, volume, and temperature are what these refer to. Energy balance problems we're going to be looking at for closed systems, and apply this to apply conservation of mass principle. Okay, so these are some of the main points of this. All right. Okay, a few others related to that. The Carnot cycle, second law effects of entropy, and exergy. We're going to look at exergy also. All right. So textbook. We have some choices here, and I'll be getting I'll be using the textbooks, the problem set from the textbook. Okay, and I'm going to be pretty much following along in the textbook. All right, so it's that Blackboard Learn. That's really our main way for you to get the course materials is through Blackboard Learn. All right. Okay, and the course content link, that's like kind of the announcements. Course content link is the main place you should be looking at, keeping track of, because that's where I'll be putting up the information or the material that you're responsible for. All right. Grading. So grading is 1,000 points. 150 for homework, so 15%. And this one you can collaborate with others. Homework you can work with others if you want. And also, of course, I have the solutions out there, so you can always check the solutions. Quizzes, midterm, and final. Of course, these will be individual work. Okay. And with quizzes, I'll let you know at least a week ahead of time. I'll announce it or post it online at least a week ahead of time. And midterm, 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks. And you can figure this is going to be about halfway through the semester, and then at the end the final. Okay. And here's the grade breakdown. Those numbers, what they translate into. And you could be 920, and then in the end, I decide to push everybody's grade up a couple points, and that turns into an A. So, it's always an opportunity to move this up a little bit. All right. Here's for the homework assignments, 5% for each day it's late. And I'm only grading on attempt, of course, because the solutions are given. But you should try to keep up with that. And then quizzes and exams, 10% for each hour late. Okay, so it's like 1% every 6 minutes, I guess. Okay. So attendance participation is important. So you have to participate by February 8th, or this is a new policy, or you'll be dropped from the class. So participation would mean essentially submitting one of the homework assignments. Well, one of them is just read the syllabus and then say, indicate that you read it, and that is participation. Okay. Hopefully you'll keep up with everything else. And we do have a second assignment due by before February 7th. Okay. Academic integrity. So you are allowed to work on homework assignments. You can collaborate with others on that, but all quizzes and exams must be your own work. Okay. So that's the basic requirement here. Okay. And all of them you can use your notes, books, and online resources if you need to. I come up with my own questions for the exams and quizzes. So each semester, and I do have a pool. I create a pool of them, so they'll be different from others potentially. All right. Oh, sorry. Discrimination, harassment, sexual misconduct reporting. We have a Title IX officer on campus, so if you have any problem, related to these issues, and it's Dr. Fatma Salman, who's also our academic dean, so you can if you do have an issue. Incomplete, so if there's some extenuating circumstance where you're unable to complete the course, and by the end of the semester, and you have some work that needs to be finished, um, you know, we can typically honor this, right? So it's not required, but I have honored this in the past. I don't think I've ever denied anyone. And there's a certain requirement. You have to finish all the work by a certain number of weeks into the next semester. So there's not a lot of time to finish it, but you do have some additional time. Okay. Audit. Uh, let's see. Audit. So I guess financial aid doesn't cover audited classes, so you can change it to audit. Okay. Within the first 4 weeks, if you need to do that, if you want to do that. Okay. Withdrawal policy, here's the date, April 2nd. That's the date where you don't need my permission. And then after that, all the way up through until last day of classes, you can get permission. And I've always signed the forms for withdrawal. And this is before finals, but just make sure, don't wait to this last day. Make sure you submit the request and at least give a few days so we can make sure we meet. This actually gets in and gets submitted and everything's fine, okay? So try to meet that by a few days if you can. All right. So, if you need any special academic students with disabilities, if you need any special academic accommodations, we have a disability officer, Justin Navarra, and you can work with him directly. And then he'll contact me and we'll make appropriate accommodations. Okay. Right. Okay. Undocumented students. This is a new one, for at least the new one I've put in my syllabus. So if you're undocumented students, we do have resources to assist you, and you can read on this page. Here's a web link for that to get more information, and then if you need additional information, you can actually contact Student Affairs for that. Okay. And here's the academic calendar. Days for you to pay attention to, and this is just the academic calendar. I pulled it right off from the website. Okay, and continuing on. And then, when's break? That's what we care about, right? Recess. Oh, here we go. So March 14th to the 21st. So this would be like a week. I wouldn't give you new assignments, right? So if you need to catch up on something, you can do that, right? Okay. And then here's our tentative schedule. So this is what we're looking at. We're essentially looking at getting up through chapter 8, and then if there's extra time, we'll do selected topics. And it has been, last 2 semesters, this is where it's ended in chapter 8. I think that was pretty much it. So I didn't get to this, but if needed, I left it open. Okay. And that's about it. That's the syllabus.